The 2019 Telstra Australian Business Women's Small Business Award winner is Jodie Silvester.
Following a move from Western Sydney to Kununurra, Jodie Silvester started her small accountancy business, but now it's core to the fabric of the local community. Her business provides broader business services that enable the local community to thrive and is heavily invested in supporting Aboriginal members in starting and succeeding in their own enterprises. The judges felt Jodie was wise beyond her years, articulate, humble and incredibly strong. She's an unsung hero driven by a strong purpose. She leads a profitable and highly successful business, and this is true demonstration of female leadership today, being able to combine her business with her family. She's a tremendous role model. Jodie, congratulations.
Thank you for those kind words. Well, John Williamson sings a song about the girl from the Kimberley, and I'm about to tell you a story about an accountant from the Kimberley. But firstly, before all other, I'd like to thank Telstra for highlighting my journey and making me realise where I have been and where I am now today. But more importantly, making me realise where I'm going. Thank you also to all the other businesswomen here tonight. You are all amazing, and being in business is no easy feat. I'm a business mentor. I find it hard for myself, but I also live it for my clients and for the families that are affected by whatever's going on in their business. So it's where my passion is. Tonight, we actually, before I go any further, I have the privilege of having my whole family, except for my two little boys, Charlie and Jack, at that table over there. My mother, my father, my sister, my two brothers, and my forever supporting husband, Ian. When we entered our submission, we were asked to explain how we undid business. And I'm just going to give you a little picture of where I have come from and why I feel like I have undone business. So I'm from Western Sydney originally, born and bred, and I was educated in University of Western Sydney and also Newcastle. I worked in some small accounting firms, medium-sized accounting firms. The small accounting firms made me realise that you just got to get out there and do everything yourself. The medium ones made me realise about systems and procedures and how important it is to have these embedded in your own business. And I know we have a judge here from PricewaterhouseCoopers, and my goal and my dream was to work for PricewaterhouseCoopers. And after a while, I got that, and I had that experience as well. However, my husband and I decided that we would follow his dream at the time, which was to become an airline pilot. And we were going to go to rural, remote Australia. On the way across the country, I rang my mother and I said to her, we've decided we're going to go to Kununurra. And she said, oh, that's great, love. She said, you've worked out where you're going. And I said, yes, it's going to be great. I can't wait, you know. They're going to really need what I have to give there. Anyway, 10 minutes later, she rang, bawling her eyes out. She looked up on the Gregory's map where Kununurra was and she said, darling, that man is not taking you there. I know you're married, but you can't go there. You don't even know where you're going. But Mum, I thank you. I thank you for allowing me to go there because I've been busy there and I've had so much to do and I feel like I've made a real difference. And I know it's been a sacrifice to be away from my family, but I thank you all for allowing me to go and do that. So my experience and my education I took in a little parcel to Kununurra. When I got there, I got a job with a non-for-profit organisation, working in an Indigenous organisation. They said, Jodie, we need to send you out to a remote community. I thought, okay, this is okay. Take a swag. I said, it's fine. I had my business suit. I hopped on the plane, me and the pilot and bit of cargo, one engine. We went out to a community that's now not operational called Umbagarri. The pilot flew, passed the runway, he didn't land. He went around again, he flew again. He said, it's just to get rid of the wild animals. We landed, he undid the cargo, and then he said, here you go, off you go. There was no one there. So I started to walk in on the dirt, hot, 40 degrees road with my high heels, my suit, no hat. I did have a water bottle, into this community. And then come Uncle Willie. Now, Uncle Willie was this gorgeous, I don't believe he's with us today anymore, but a gorgeous elder Aboriginal man. And he came in what was called a gator. Now, a gator is like a little, something that you'd find on a golf course, little tray at the back. And he picked me up, and there was not much room in the tray because there was a lot of batteries there. And I put my legs over one side of the tray, and I put my swag over the other, hanging out either side, and we went into this community. And it was at that point I knew that if I was going to be an accountant in the Kimberley, I needed to undo not what I knew as an accountant, but how I was going to do it. And from that day on, I knew that I had a purpose there. And now I think half of my client base is Indigenous and half is not. I have a lot of non-for-profit, I have a lot of small businesses. I'm passionate about every single one of them. I have cattle stations, I have people that put bores into the ground in the middle of nowhere. And we don't just do accounting services, we do everything in that little town. The amazing thing was when I won the WA Business Award, that town celebrated my success, and I didn't understand how much I meant. These days we've opened an office in Darwin, and I believe that there's more places that we're able to give this unique service to. Now I'd like to thank my business partner, and I'd like to thank my best friend Julie, who is with my 2 children tonight, looking after them. I'd also like to thank my husband. Now my husband nominated me for these business awards because one day I came home from work and said, that's it, I can't do it anymore, I can't do motherhood and business life. I'm leaving the keys on the desk, I'm gone. He said, Jodie, you can't do that. He spoke to me, we got over it, and then about 12 months later, my best friend Julie and Ian sat me down at the desk in the office and said, Jodie, we nominated you for the Telstra Small Business Awards. I thought they had something much worse to tell me. I had a few days to put a submission in to say how I had undone business. And it wasn't too hard to do, but through going through the judging process and by talking to all these amazing women, I realised that it's more about undoing me. So I have this successful business and it's going to grow, and I actually don't want it to at the moment because I've got 2 young children. I've got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, but I can't stop that. It's successful and it's founded. So what I've decided I need to do is that I need to change who I am and how I'm going to do it. So my message tonight is to all women in business. You can't do it the same way once you've had children, but you can do it. You just have to do it differently. You have to look at how you're doing it and you need to change it, because if you're as passionate as what I am about what I do and as passionate as about motherhood, then you can have it all. You just have to work it out. And I don't have all the answers right here tonight, but this process has shown me that I need to work this out. I need to work it out for my community, Kununurra, for my newly found office in Darwin. I need to work it out for my husband, who has believed in me. I need to work it out for my family, who has sacrificed me going to this far, far away place. And I need to work it out for my boys, most of all. I think we had a traditional owner up here earlier who welcomed us to country, and she said, she mentioned about the footprints of the little ones following us, and it really touched on me because that's what's changed me. And I know I've gone way over time. It says overtime, red. But my message is this, that we can do it. And thank you for the amazing honour of this award tonight. And I hope you've enjoyed my story.